In the last part, the Tournament of Destroyers starts and a squadron is ready for battle. After Goku and Gohan have displayed their new powers, it was time for Goten and Trunks to display their new bodies. More specifically, the grown-up body of Gotenks, with whom they defeated Hit with ease. In this part, we're going into the Black Saga, so let's continue. Now that the Zeno is gone and Gotenks is back to themselves, they are deciding on what to do next. They won the tournament, so they have earned the Super Dragon Balls. Champa, on the other hand, is angry and proud they needed a fusion to defeat Hit. Once they found the last one, they get to wishing for a copy of Earth for Champa. After all that is done, they go back to Earth and have a feast after a good tournament. After a while, the Saiyans are back to training. Goten and Trunks are figuring out the new power they managed to attain in the tournament and wonder how that happened. Whis briefly explained that they managed to attain it due to the heat of battle and also because they got desperate and they managed to unlock a higher state of Super Saiyan Blue. Vegeta and Goku are quite interested in that and want to see how it works and attain it for themselves. So the quartet goes back into the time chamber with Whis to train up and attain it. So Vegeta, Goten and Trunks go ahead and learn to attain the power to the best of their ability. Goten and Trunks have no issue since they already had a taste in it, but Vegeta requires a catalyst to attain it, that is, desperation of battle. Goku decided that he won't go into that form despite being much less training than Kaioken, but he has a good idea on how to get Kaioken to work just perfect if not better. So he works on Kaioken but winds up getting an onset energy disorder from the tournament and had to stay off of the training for a while. While they were training in the time chamber, a time machine came by near Capsule Corp and crashed in the backyard. No one knows what's happening and Gohan is genuinely confused. Gohan checks inside the machine and sees himself, just beat up and in a really bad shape. He gets Bulma and they put what they assume is future Gohan on a table. Bulma wonders where the rest of the Saiyans are, so Gohan elaborates that they are in the time chamber and training for the new form the Gotenks had displayed in the tournament. Bulma doesn't care and asks of Gohan to get a senzu bean to heal future Gohan. Gohan goes to get a senzu over at Korin's and feeds future Gohan a senzu. Gohan comes back to his senses and starts getting emotional seeing Bulma again and hugs her. He asks where Black is, but not a single soul knows who or what that is. Future Gohan then inquires about Goku and the rest, and Bulma answers how they're currently training in a time chamber and will be out quite fast. Future Gohan realizes he's in a time where Goku is still alive and well, so he's grateful that he manages to hit the right timeline after all. Gohan asks what happened that he had to come to this time, and so future Gohan elaborates about a foe that has come to Earth to destroy all the mortals and rid the Earth of what he said were impurities to create a perfect utopia. He explains how this went on for the past few months and that the majority of Earth's special forces were killed in an assault by this Black about almost a year ago. Bulma asks about him, and then future Gohan says how he looks almost like Vegeta, but is not, but rather a fusion of his brother and Trunks in a way. Gohan is wondering on how could Gotenks do something. However, future Gohan is much more interested to know on how they know about him. Bulma says how those two managed to do great things and even fuse to become stronger. Before future Gohan could react, a time rift opens. Future Gohan gets scared, but the present Gohan is quite interested in this new foe. Out comes a person in a black gi outfit and with Gotenks' body. Gohan is intrigued as to what's going on with Gotenks, however future Gohan gets ready for battle. Gohan says not to worry as he will intervene the situation and fight this foe. Gotenks looks onto past Gohan and comments on him how his power is quite interesting and how he looks forward to defeating the older version of his own. Powering up, now known as Gotenks Black, goes for an offense and attacks Gohan, sending him into the air, following for a sledgehammer and sending Gohan down to the ground. Gohan hits the ground, but not for long as he too powers up and returns the fire. Gohan is seen being on par with Black, but the more he fights, the more he gets stronger. Gohan is interested in the power of the new foe, so he goes all out on him, He uses the new beast form of his and starts pounding Black into the dirt, while Black is watching on in utter confusion as to how does a mortal have that power. Gohan, however, isn't really interested in the fight, but rather the earrings he has, and calls him out for the Patara earrings he wears. Black says that he has now went ranks up and doesn't listen to the questions of mortals anymore. Gohan is weirded out by it, but all of that stops when Black starts getting pulled back by the time ring he's wearing. Black then notices the time machine future Gohan used to travel back in time, and so he prepares a large blast to annihilate the entire area and shoots it. Beerus comes in clutch, having sensed the commotion, and dissipates the blast. He notices the time ring Black is wearing, so he goes to confront the menace. Before he could have a word with him, Black was pulled back to the future. Beerus is now enraged to see time manipulation activity and asks for an explanation. Future Gohan senses that shit is going down, so he keeps quiet. However, present Gohan decides to chime in on everything that went on, with future Trunks first appearing to warn them about the androids and even fighting with them to defeat them, up until now with this new foe that has managed to travel through time with him. Beerus says that this is a very bad offense on his end, using a time machine to travel back in time, but waits on Whis since he's interested in the time ring. They settle down to eat, and Gohan says that he got a weird vibe off of Black, like he's tied to Supreme Kai's or something similar, as the ki barely resembles that of their actual Gotenks, but rather of a Supreme Kai. Beerus has noticed that and is also interested on that, as well as the time ring. While all that was happening, Whis and the Saiyans have completed their training more or less, and so they get out. They sense two familiar powers when they get out, so they go check it all out. At Capsule Corp, they see the gang chowing on food, and what is more interesting, two Gohans and a time machine. They go say hi, and future Gohan sees Goten and Trunks and is on the verge of tears seeing the two again. Goku asks what's going on and where's Trunks this time around. Gohan explains it all, and then Vegeta starts gawking at future Gohan on how it wasn't enough to bring the androids, so now he's the one bringing the evil Gotenks into their life. The two teenagers are confused as to what's going on and how the whole Gotenks Black ordeal happened, but they humor the situation on the poor naming of the poor foe. Whis and Beerus decided they'll let the fate of the future warrior into something high in calories. So they get a new treat and they both love it, allowing the planning to continue. Beerus tells Whis about the time ring situation and how they should start investigating that as well. And so they take Goten and Trunks along on the ride, since it's their counterfeit that started the entire bullshit. Meanwhile, future Gohan takes Goku, Vegeta and Gohan to the future to gauge the opponent a bit more, even though Gohan used the strongest form against him. In the future, Goku, Vegeta, and Gohan are basically all ready to call in the menace, but Vegeta has a bit of a different plan before the fight. Future Gohan takes them to a hideout, and Vegeta lets everyone in on a feast, courtesy of Bulma. Future Gohan sees Mai in a critical condition when he comes back and feeds her a senzu. Goku is surprised that his future son kissed a girl that isn't Videl. Future Gohan gets emotional about it, but doesn't let it get to his head. Mai is awake and alert and sees that Gohan is back, safe and sound. After that, the Saiyans come out to challenge the menace and call out for him. Gotenks Black is there pretty much in an instant and starts packing the Saiyans for interfering in his plan, but interference was their plan all along. However, Vegeta has a better plan though. Since Gotenks Black was dominated by Gohan, he wants to have a turn to gauge Black and defeat him himself quickly. We're continuing this series next time. While you wait for the next part, join the T23 Discord server with the Vanity URL down in the description. Thank you for watching, and with that, peace out.